Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is Christina Drakopoulou, and I'm just going to invite my amazing colleague Sina Oefeli from Mindful Mother, and we will start this presentation to. The title is Use Your Mind to Achieve Anything. Hi,
Hello,
welcome, Sina.
Christina. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. How
So,
are you this evening?
I'm amazing. I'm amazing. I'm super excited for this presentation. It's a Greek and Swiss collaboration. I'm Christina Drakopoulou. I'm a hypnotherapist, mental health coach, and NLP practitioner. And with us today, we have the amazing Sina Oefeli from Switzerland. Sina,
Thank
would you
you.
like to tell us a few things about yourself?
Yes,
So.
sure, absolutely. Hi, I'm Zina. I work in Switzerland. I have a company called Mindful Mothers. As Christina said, I'm a hypnotherapist. I'm a mental welfare coach, a mental trainer as well. And I mostly work with women for fertility, prenatal and postnatal classes, but also like courses or anything to do with women's balance, topics such as
Mhm.
menopause and so on.
Good.
Yeah.
And we decided with Sina to have this amazing live today because we think that looking towards your future and achieving goals is really, really important. So, without further ado, welcome everyone. If people are joining us from different parts of the planet, please say hello from wherever you are from.
Yeah, let us
And
know which country. I guess not France and Morocco, or you're not a football fan.
yes, yes. At the time that this Instagram live is on, there's a World Cup, so there's many people watching that. So let's wish, good luck to everyone. And also tell us where you're from, and also please, if you want, you can share what your goals are for the future, so we can we can tailor our conversation according to that. So without further ado, let's start, Sina. Um, so how exactly does our brain work when we want to achieve something? How does the brain work, and how can we use it to our advantage?
Well, our brain is very complex to start off with, first of all. But, not to make this such a too big topic for tonight, actually, our brain is not just in our skull and working there as one organ. It has influence on so many other parts within us. It has
Mhm,
impact on our hormonal system, on the nerve system. It regulates the stress for us. It's actually something that like it has very basic functions from thousands and thousands of years back, but
mhm,
it's also very, yeah, simple way it works. For example, like when we have a thought, and neurons actually connect in our brain and create synapses, and that's actually an electronic impulse. It's always like, people, when I tell people, they're like a bit amazed, but yes, it is electricity that goes through our brain to create our thoughts. And from those thoughts, if you keep on thinking them and the synapses get bigger, we get a biochemical reaction, and that reaction then travels, for example, throughout our body, and it creates, for example, emotions and so on.
mhm,
So it's really an interplay with our whole body. That's why working with the brain and for example, the conscious and unconscious mind is not just working with our head, but it actually also has an impact on our body. And just to
mhm,
give you an example, for example, as a child, as a very young child, you learn that a dog, for example, has 4 legs, it's furry, usually has cute eyes. So you make that connection in your head. Okay, you see a dog, you learn, you just recognize it. You don't have to check, 4 legs, a head, furry dog. It just comes automatically then. Then you might like dogs. So one day you walk up to a dog, it's a dog, and that dog doesn't react the way you may be used to it. So maybe barks at you, get a fright, and that creates an emotion. So on the emotional side of things, your brain then kind of has that choice on where to save it. Is it okay for you to continue being a dog lover and being open to friends? Or is it more something like, oh, I just learned not all dogs are what I thought, friendly and so on. And you might, save it somewhere as, hey, be a bit cautious with dogs. They can react in different ways. And that's completely up to you. That happens in your unconscious mind. So let me tell you a little bit about the conscious and unconscious mind. We have a lot of thoughts running through our head. We have busy lifestyles and so on. But actually, it's only up to like 5% in our brain capacity, in our conscious mind, that actually goes on up there. Most of the stuff is in the unconscious mind. So the conscious mind is the logical side, the path where we learn, where we register things, very mathematical,
how we think,
analytical.
what we think every day.
Exactly. But in the unconscious minds, that's where our emotional side happens. That's where we create those feeling towards, oh, this might not have been safe for me, like, for example, with the dog example, and so on. So there's a lot more going on in our subconscious mind. And actually, that's something that we're going to learn later on a little bit more about. That's why we mentioned it. But let's maybe move on, Christina, to how we create goals and how we create them in the future.
Good. So what Sina just explained is how we store our memories and how everything is stored from our past in our brain. So now we want to see how we can create something in the future. So when we put something in our brain and we create it and we add some feeling to it, our brain cannot really tell if it's real or if it's imagined. If I, for example, hear a song or something that brings me back a memory, my brain cannot really tell if I'm there at the moment and really living this, or if it's something that I have created. With that in mind, this is how we can create something that we haven't yet experienced, like a goal in the future. So, for example, if I think of something and I really feel like I have it, I am there at the moment, my brain creates all the synapses, creates all the neural pathways. So my brain believes I am already there. So the most basic thing when we are trying to create our future, to create goals, things that we want to experience and live, the most important thing is to really experience them. So we give this experience to our brain, so it expects our goal to happen in the near future. And we will explain more about this in the next questions. If people do have questions, please post them here. Hello from Zurich, hello from different parts of the world. So yes, we will keep on talking. If anyone doesn't understand anything, we can always come back. But let's go and learn some more about goal setting basics.
So yeah, I mean, that was a really key point. What you said is that your brain doesn't really differentiate between if it's happening now or if it's something in the future. If you feel that, if that's a song that you just have in your head and it's your feel-good song, the song that gets you going, makes you happy, your brain doesn't know whether that's real or whether it's actually just in its head going on. But let's talk about some common mistakes. Why do we still fail when we set our goals, and especially obviously in achieving those goals?
I think one really important thing is, like we said, that our brain lives in our emotions, and many of the friends here have done the exercise with the lemon. that we have done in the Instagram. So even though there is no lemon, we can create this so our brain believes we are
It's the
eating a lemon.
biochemical reaction that is created
Exactly.
through the synapses that creates that makes that reaction. Exactly, Christina.
Exactly. So if I tend to look into my past and think of memories that happened in the past, that's where my brain will keep living. So most of the times when we set goals, we set them negatively. Like I'm looking in my past and thinking, I don't want to be poor. I don't want to be with this person. I don't want to feel um, ugly and with low self-esteem. But what we really need to do in order to create a better place for goal setting is looking into the future, looking into the direction that we want to go. So I don't want to be thinking, I don't want to be poor. I want to be thinking, I want to be rich. I will be rich. I will be happy. I will feel amazing and calm and self-confident. So one basic mistake is that when we think of our future, what we really deal with is, I don't want this. No, what do I want? How do I
Absolutely.
plan? Where do I want to go? And where I go, where I see, that's where I go. That's one of the most basic ones, Sina. What else do
Absolutely.
you think
I mean,
is something that commonly happens?
what I also experience is when people come to me and they for example they say I want to have a boyfriend or I want to have a baby because I treat women with the fertility issues. It's a goal that you cannot take influence on. It's something that you want, but it's nothing concrete that you can work towards really. It's
Because
you
you're
have
not
to,
alone.
yeah, exactly.
Mm.
It's I cannot influence that guy that I see, that I fancy, that is good looking, that where I think this is what I want. I cannot make him want me and like me and stuff like that. So I need to change the goals. I need to set the goals differently. And I think we're going to talk about this in a little while.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
so
what is the important part for you, Christina, in setting goals?
I think the most important thing is that setting goals really helps everyone have something to look forward to. Sometimes, goal setting and all of this is something that we hear in business settings.
Yeah.
And it can be a little bit annoying because it can be like our boss or our manager saying, oh, you should be achieving this and this. But no, goals are a big part of our life, because if I don't see how I want my life to be, then I cannot make the correct choices to go towards this life. Then life just happens. I do not influence it and control it. So yes, Sina, do you want to tell us a few things about SMART goals and
Yeah.
what's a good way of setting goals
Sure. I mean, you
in
mentioned that
general?
earlier on. A lot of people may have heard about the SMART methodology, and that's
Mm-hmm.
something that is like, I would say, the classical way of setting goals in the business world. And we're just going to quickly repeat that here. Please stay tuned, because this is not what we're going to be working on. We're going to extend those SMART goals. We're going to show you how you can make them so your brain is actually going to work towards that goal that you want to be setting, and that your mind is going to be focusing on and working towards it. So stay tuned. I'm just going to repeat it, and you may or may not know, but just to have that said as well. So the SMART goal is really, the S generally stands for specific. Clearly have a clear goal, have a clear sentence, know exactly what you want, be as specific, as narrow as you can be, for the best effective planning in effect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The M stands for measurable, so that you can measure, that you can set the see the progress along the way, really, to see how to get there. And this can be done on a big scale, like what is the end goal, what do I want to achieve, but you can also have the smaller bits in between here. And also you should be fairly flexible with this, also to be able to reassess it when you set that goal. A is the achievable. You know, people always say, oh, dream big, have big dreams, have big goals. But if the goal is not achievable for you, you're very likely to fail. There are other ways how to work on that, but it's really the part that you can achieve. For example, for next year, everyone, or not everyone, but a lot of people always in January want to start losing weight. If you set yourself unrealistic goals that you cannot achieve because it's simply not metabolically possible, then there's no chance you can do it. So it has to be achievable. And then that sense brings me to the next step, is the R for realistic and relevant. Relevant to your values, realistic to your reality. So like I said, certain things are just not possible, and there you have to have a clear and honest view about it. The T stands for
so we
time.
cannot make $1 million in one night.
Yes.
That kind of thing, you know, like maybe you can make $1 million at some point, but break it and make it like small and other things.
I always like to tell my kids, if it sounds too good to be true, and even you yourself think, then usually it's not a realistic goal. It's not realistic to achieve those $1 million or lose those 20 kilos in just 2 weeks with that special pill or that special whatever they're offering. Absolutely. So lastly is the T, which stands for timely. And again, this is to set a deadline, but also to set milestones on the way, have a timeline to keep track, to also know where am I standing, to be able to look back, what have I achieved, what were the steps that I took, I got here, and now I need to take the steps. It's always like a way, like see it as a pathway. I don't like to have just the deadline, because that again can create stress, which is again negative for the brain and everything. But if you have like a little pathway that you can think about, and you know where you're standing, and you know, you break it down into smaller bits, then it's much better to work with. But like I said, this is probably something you mostly have heard of, maybe have experienced something at work or something like that. But we have a little addition to that. Christina, so what is that addition? How can we advance those SMART goals? How can we make them work for us and for our brain?
Yeah, exactly. After really working and understanding the way our subconscious brain works, there have been many additions to this SMART goal acronym. So in order to make the goals more achievable, you have to make a few adjustments so that your subconscious brain knows exactly where to take you. It's not only conscious that I will be doing this, and every day I will be changing things and blah, blah, but also you have the help of your subconscious brain that, as you said before, Sina, is the 95% of our functions daily. So imagine if you have that amazing push towards there. So how do we employ our subconscious brain in our goal-setting process? First of all, for the S, you said specific, but there's also more things to add. And first one is sensory based. So when I think of my goal, I want to enrich it with as many senses as I can. When I achieve my goal, what will I be seeing? What will I be hearing? What will I be saying to myself? What I may be tasting or smelling, and most importantly, how I will be feeling. So we have the visual, the auditory, the kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory. As many senses as we can add, the more the more senses that we can add, the more our subconscious brain thinks that this is the reality and understands that's where I want to go. This is a really nice place to go. The other one, as you said, is simple, it's easy to understand, and small. Other things that we added for M, and you have touched on this, apart from measurable, I want to have 1,000 euros in my bank account by the end of January or whatever. That is measurable. The goal must be meaningful to you. Really, really important. Your goal must align with your values. It must be something that gets you out of bed. You're not doing it for anybody else. You're not doing it for your spouse. You're not doing it for your wife. You're not doing it for your boss. You're not doing it to impress anyone. Your goal must be meaningful to you, because that's the only way you will be motivated. Sometimes, we have people in our offices, oh, so I came to quit smoking. Good. So do you want to quit smoking? No, my wife sent me here. That goal is
Absolutely. It's
not
always the
meaningful
I
to you.
should. People,
Yeah,
especially with quit smoking, they come and they're like, oh, I really should stop smoking, or I should really lose those 10 pounds or whatever. Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
But if it's not really good for you, I mean, this is a process that is gonna change your life. You wanna have create a life that's really amazing for you, and you really, really enjoy it. So the goal is yours, and it's completely something that means something to you. It may mean nothing to anybody else, but for you, it's really important. So that gets you really motivated. For A, we want to add, like, neurologically and everything. When we write a goal, we have to write it as if it happens now. I am sitting in my desk and I am overlooking my empire or whatever. It has to be now. When you're writing a goal, don't say, I will achieve this, I will do that. I am, I have, I do. Okay, so your brain understands this is the reality. This is where I want to go, your subconscious brain. Also, you want it to affect all areas of your life. So it really needs to be a goal that all areas of your life are well within that. This is what we call an environmental goal. That means, for example, if I want to achieve something, like I want to really get this job, but this job is in another country and I have to move my whole family with it. Because these two things will clash, that will really diminish my chances of achieving my goal. So you want to see how your goal will be ecological, not environmental, sorry, ecological, I meant. It will affect well, it will play well with all the areas of your life and all your values. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a very good point. I often see that when people come to me and they say, yes, I don't have the time to do my exercises. I'm so busy in my job, but they're really there to me to reduce the stress. So it's like, one part wants to be the stress-free or the more relaxed, calm person for whatever issue they want to solve. But on the other hand, they're too involved in their job, and it's like a contradiction. If there's a
Yeah.
contradiction within you, it's not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, and that's, for example, something that we work with hypnotically. Maybe there's a part of you that does not agree with your goal.
Yeah.
This is what we do in parts integration. So, for example, if I want to really get rich and, for example, in the next year make 10,000 euros more than I used to make, but I have a part in me that says all rich people are bad, or rich people don't care for their families. We really have to get these parts integrated, because the part that does not agree with the goal will keep tripping you up. So this is something that we can do hypnotically, subconsciously. It's something that we deal with every day, isn't
And
it?
it happens in so many areas, you know. It's the little
It
angel
does.
on the one shoulder and the devil on the other side going, yeah, you have to. And the one like, no, but I don't want to. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
It's something I
sometimes,
guess you
this,
guys can relate to as well.
it is, yeah, it is.
Everyone
It
has it.
is. Yeah, and also sometimes there's also like the secondary gain. Okay, I want to lose weight, but if I lose weight, or if, this thing is resolved, then what will happen with my identity? Who am I? So these are things that we can work with and change them subconsciously. And the last thing we want to add is towards what you want. You always write where you want to go with your goal. I want to have this. I have this. I am this. Because just because your brain does not, the subconscious brain does not understand negatives. So if I say to my subconscious brain, I don't want to be poor, my subconscious brain will understand I want to be poor and will keep me in that situation. So we just write where we want to go. I want to be rich. I want to be happy. I want to be wherever I want to go. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's the
have it in a
towards
positive way as
notion.
well. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So that's what we want to add over there. So in this way, we will have a very fast and effective access to the subconscious brain. If we write it properly, if we think about it properly, a well-formed goal is the key to success. That's why many times, Sina, and we have seen this both in our practices, we see our clients being very, very motivated. They really want to change, but because they haven't set the goals properly, they haven't set them in a right way that allows, that really motivates the subconscious brain, they trip themselves up.
It's a very good point, and I also like to, especially with the setting goals, I like to ask those questions like, how will it make you feel? How will it be? How do you
Mm,
know that you have achieved that goal emotionally, for example?
yeah.
And it's a fundamental part for me to go through before I start
Mhm.
any kind of treatment with a client. Yeah, and you don't necessarily have to come to someone with that. If you want to set goals for yourself, whether it's for your gym exercise or whatever, just have a friend or have a fitness partner, whoever, just check them with you, because often they will ask those questions, or they see things differently to actually ask those questions, or
Yeah.
like it's good to have someone else actually look at the goals to possibly spot those little mistakes that might come in there.
Yeah.
Get
And we
a
can
reality
later
check
give
on
a
that.
nice, yeah, a reality check, and we will later give a nice exercise so everybody can write their own goals.
Yeah.
But as you said, Sina, there is also like the evidence procedure. So, and the evidence procedure is a way that our brain understands that, oh, I have achieved my goal. That's why we have to be specific. So if we say to our brain, I want to be more rich, the next time my brain sees a 1 pound a 1 pound coin on the floor, will say, okay, I have achieved my goal and that's it. I'll stop working towards it. That's why you have to have the evidence procedure. How will I know I have achieved it?
Yeah.
How will I feel? What will I see? So yes, that's really, really important too. So, what do you say? Are we ready to maybe go into the exercise and really, really start
Give us
writing
a
up our
thumbs up,
goals?
guys, if you're ready for the exercise.
Good. So, I suggest we all grab a pen and paper. Everyone have them next to you
Yeah.
easily. And the first exercise will be how to write it down properly. So, Sina.
Yeah, just try and incorporate those things that we just just mentioned, like for example the clearly formulated goal. What would that be? Is there something, do you have something in mind right now, what you want to change? And don't make it too complex or too big. You know, it can be something small. It can be like going to the gym or something simple. And try and really like put it into a clear sentence, clear phrases with how you're gonna feel about it, how you're gonna see about it. Maybe Christina, if you can maybe give an example for that, you can you just, like, it might be easier for them to to write things down if we give them an example.
So a good example of a well-formed goal would be, I am at my beautiful new house overlooking the view. I am comfortable in my pajamas and feel calm, grateful, and content. I am drinking my hot cup of coffee and the date is 12/12 of 2023. I am saying to myself, you did it. I am very proud and looking forward to having my friends around later in the day to celebrate my birthday. This is a well-formed goal. It is written in present tense. It is positive. I am, I have, I do, I have achieved. It is, and it's very sensory specific. I am seeing, I am saying to myself, I am feeling. So according to that, think of something that you really want to know, that you really want to achieve, and write it in that manner. Shall I repeat how I wrote the goal, or do you think it's clear?
You can just comment if you want
Yeah.
to, if you feel like it, let us know.
Or maybe everyone is just writing down. So yes, remember, write it as if it's happening now.
Now, in the present, yeah.
In the present, write a specific date that the goal will be achieved. Write how you will know you have achieved it, and make sure you add sensory information, what I'm seeing, what I'm doing, how I'm feeling, and make sure it's achievable as well. So you can always pause this and keep writing, and you can keep sending us your goals.
Yeah,
so
post
we can,
your goals, post what you've written if you would like to share that.
Yeah. Or they can, everybody can share afterwards, and they can always keep in contact. If you're watching this video on YouTube, you can pause now and write your goal and then check with us, and we can definitely help you. And I think it's, since you have all this information, maybe it's a good idea if everyone has finished, to just give us a thumbs up or write something.
Yeah, if you need more time or something like that, yes, let us know.
Good. So I will repeat what I said, how I wrote my goal. I am in my beautiful new house. That's a well-formed goal, overlooking the view. I am comfortable in my pajamas, and I feel calm, grateful, and content. I am drinking my hot cup of coffee, and the date is 12/12 of 2023. I am saying to myself, you did it. I am very proud and looking forward to having my friends around later in the day to celebrate my birthday. So the next step after you've written your goal is to to put it in the future.
Yes, exactly. Like for example, I mentioned earlier on the gym example, you know, once you've achieved the goal, you then go into that time in the future, in your timeline, when you actually achieve that goal and you move on from there. So how will it be? How will you be acting once you've built up those muscles? You're that strong, fit person that you want to be. How do you walk? How do you act? How do you drink your coffee? How is your life going to be? And really live that, really feel that, let that live up, let that really, feel that in your body, in your heart, with your emotions, see it, smell it, hear it, everything, you know, all
Yeah.
sensories, and really pump that up, make those pictures big, make those muscles big, make yourself feel really, really great, because your brain doesn't differentiate whether that's real or you know, it's living in that moment, so your brain knows where you're going, where you want to be, and how that will be for you. How will that feel for you once you are that person, that fit person with those muscles that you trained in?
Yeah, and exactly. Also ask yourself, who is that person who achieved that goal? So that will help you start changing. Who do I have to be? What do I have to change? How do I have to think? What is my mindset like? What are my habits like? What do I say to myself daily? How do I motivate myself to achieve that goal? Because sometimes, there's like the law of attraction or many things and saying, oh, the whole universe conspires for you to have anything you want. It doesn't work exactly like this. It means you have to look at something and really believe you have it, but you also have to take the specific actions that will take you there. So think who that person is that achieved that goal, that person that has lost the weight, that person that found their dream partner, that person who has changed jobs and now has their dream job, or whatever your goal is. So
It can
in
be
order to
anything. Like if I stay with the body example, it can be that it increases your self-confidence because you feel you're
Mhm.
better looking. And how does that feel when you feel you're better looking? How does that feel inside you? Where do you feel it in your body? What kind of emotions come up for you? Um, does it change your body language maybe? Does it change your breathing? Do you have better posture? It can be
Mhm.
anything, but make it as realistic, as big, as think of as many things as you can. The more you can think of, the more you can put into this, the better it is, because your unconscious mind can really sort of grasp that and know where to go then.
Yeah, and the only way to put it in your future is to really feel it. So pick up your paper and read your goal and take a deep breath. And now think that you are in that date, in that moment, in that time, having achieved your goal. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you say to yourself? How do you feel? And really, really, really pump it up. If we could have like a dial, just dial it up to 100.
Bigger,
What am
bigger,
I?
higher.
The colors, the feelings, like really feel it. How does it feel to be happy? How is my body when I feel happy and content, or whatever you want to feel?
Make it
How,
bright, make it loud, make it intense.
what are people saying to you? What are you saying to yourself? How proud are you? How happy are you? And really, really pump those feelings up. And when you have pumped everything up and it's like in full HD, there's a key point there. I want you to just get up above yourself and look at yourself having achieved this goal. Just look at yourself. How happy you are, how proud you are, how amazing it is when you have achieved everything. And then turn around and look at yourself now and think what changes you need to do consciously and subconsciously. How can you become the person who has achieved this goal? And when you want this goal to be achieved, start coming back slowly and write down now what you need to change. What is your next step? What will you do starting now? Small, measurable steps. That's it. Grab the pen and paper and commit. Small things, small actions. Every big journey starts with a small step. What can you change today? What way of thinking could have blocked you, but now you change it? Tap into your inner resources. Tap into your amazing self, your self-confidence, your power, everything. So, yes, if there are any questions,
please let us know in the comments. Yeah.
We've got some thumbs up. People are writing great. We are really looking forward to hearing from you. And everyone, please write this. And anyone who is interested in a more detailed some more information about how to do proper goal setting, please send us a message, either a DM or like and subscribe, or add a comment under where we post the video so we can contact you and send you more information.
A little summary
It's the
about
time
more or
to
less what we
change.
talked about, some information that you can then work with. And of course, I mean, we didn't go too far into
We cannot.
all of this. Is the connection better? But
So yes, sometimes, just let us know and just add things and keep adding. The more you think about your target in your future, we want you to keep doing this, keep fantasizing, keep imagining your goal, keep putting it there every day. If you can, just think about it. How will I feel? What will I do? What am I doing? What am I thinking? What am I saying to myself? And this really, really makes the goal stick to your subconscious brain. Really, really makes everything come back. I'm going to invite Sina back because maybe there was some problem with there you go.
Yeah,
Hey.
I had some connection problems. Sorry about that.
No problem, no problem. Yes, I was just saying to our viewers that when they keep practicing, like imagining and thinking themselves with the goal, the more they practice, the stronger the connections become, the stronger the neural pathways become, and it really, really sets us up for success. So this time, when you want to achieve it, do it properly. New you, new changes, you can do it. You've got the manual, you've got everything.
Absolutely.
Make your brain work for you, not only your muscles. Make your subconscious brain really give you this push.
And hey, Christina, I just had a spontaneous idea. If you like what we did today and you've written down your goals and you really feel like, hey, I want some more support, why don't you write a comment in below this to ask for, hey, we would be interested in a hypnotic session to enhance our goal setting. How about that? We give that out for free, right? We can do that for you guys. Just comment, definitely send a comment, hypnosis, and then we'll do another Instagram live with you guys once you set the goals. Or just mention the goal that you would like to work on, anything, and we'll do another call for you guys.
So the goal cannot not happen. So we are setting ourselves up for some huge success here. So yes, if there are no other questions, I think we can accept everything afterwards as well. It has been an immense pleasure having you with us, Sina. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so much for
your,
having me. It was absolutely wonderful, Christina. Thanks a
yes,
lot.
for your
And
useful
thanks for all you
insight.
guys for watching, for participating. I hope you enjoyed it too.
And we will post the video so you can rewatch it. It will be in our YouTube channels. Like and
Absolutely.
subscribe for more interesting comments, for more interesting content. And we will keep having Sina Oefeli with us in more Instagram lives, in more videos,
Thank you so
because
much.
we really, really value this collaboration, and I think you will get the most benefit out of it.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to everyone. Goodbye from Greece.
Goodbye from Switzerland and hope to see you soon.
Thank you, everyone, and good luck with everything. You've got this, and we're really looking forward to hearing how well you did.
Absolutely. Thumbs up. Bye-bye.
Bye. Good night.